Hello everyone, in this lesson we'll talk about simplifying fractions. First, we must remember that fractions are made up of two things. We have numerators at the top of a fraction and denominators at the bottom of a fraction. Now there are some simple steps to follow in order to simplify fractions or put in them in lowest terms. Let's say for example we have 4/6 or 4 over 6. The first step that we need to take is to find the GCF of both the numerator and denominator, or the greatest common factor. In order to find the greatest common factor, you must first find all the factors of each one. Now that's easy to do because all we do is ask ourselves, well, what times what gives us 4? And here we can see that 1 times 4 gives us 4, 2 times 2 gives us 4. So the factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. Here are the factors of 6. 1, 6, 2, and 3. And I've put them in order from least to greatest. And all I've done here is basically highlighted the greatest one that they have in common. We know that they have 1 in common and 2 in common. And out of those, the greater one is 2. So that becomes our GCF. The next step is simple. All we do is divide the numerator and denominator by that GCF. So 4 divided by 2 equals 2, and 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Let's take a look at some examples that we can try this out on. All right, so here we have 5 over 20, and the first step is to list the factors of 5 and of 20. So let's go ahead. Let's ask ourselves, what times 5, or what times what gives us 5? I can only think of one set, and that's 1 times 5, because 5 is a prime number. Now we ask ourselves, what times what gives us 20? Well, I know that 20 times 1 gives us 20. I also know that 2 goes into 20 because it's an even number, so 2 times 10. And I know that 4 and 5 give us 20. So the factors of 5 in order from least to greatest are 1 and 5. And the factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. Now the ones they have in common are the following. They have 1 in common and they have 5 in common. So the greater one that they have in common is the 5. That's our GCF. Now we use that in our second step to divide the numerator and the denominator by that GCF. So 5 divided by 5 equals 1, 20 divided by 5 equals 4. And there's your answer. 5/20ths in simplest form, or in lowest terms, is equal to 1/4. Let's take a look at another example. Here we have the fraction 8 over 30. So we have to first find all the factors of 8 and the factors of 30. So what times what gives us 8? Well, I know that 8 times 1 and 2 times 4 gives us 8. Now, to get 30, we multiply 30 times 1, and we can also do 2 times 15. You can use your divisibility rules to help you out in this. Let's see, 30, we can also get that by multiplying 3 times 10, and 5 times 6, and that's it. So now we list them in order from least to greatest. The factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. The factors of 30 are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, and 30. Now we circle all the common ones. They have 1 in common, 2 in common, and that is it. So now we can list 2 as our GCF, and we take that, and in our second step we divide the top and bottom by the GCF. So 8 divided by 2 equals 4, and 30 divided by 2 equals 15. And there's our answer. 8/30ths in simplest form is 4/15. Let's take a look at one more example here. Okay, so we have 12 over 18. Again, find the factors of both the numerator and denominator. So I can get 12 by multiplying 12 times 1, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. I can get 18 by multiplying 18 times 1, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. Now I list them in order from least to greatest. The factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. And the factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Now the next step, circle all the ones they have in common. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 6. And so these are the common factors, but the greatest common factor between 12 and 18 is 6. So that's our GCF. Now the last step is to divide the top and the bottom of that fraction by the GCF to put it in simplest terms. So 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. And there's your answer. 12/18 in simplest terms, or in simplest form, is 2/3. All right, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out more at www.mr.nestynunez.com.